This is part 2 of my top 10 list of 5th and 6th grade. I ran out of time at the end of the part 1 video. Imagine that, I ran out of time. I'm gonna go where I left off on number 4. So it is the daily quotes, and I just always have so much fun, going through the daily quotes with the class, and it was always really fun to see what everybody had to say about it. I will say that Delaney and I were quite talkative during it, but we never mind when other people chime in. Because I will say that we're probably the most talkative during the daily quotes. But that's the thing I'm really going to miss about this last week of school, is going to be going over the daily quotes probably. And I really hope we can do that on Tuesday, that we can go over a quote just one last time with the class. I think that'd be really, truly fun and sentimental. So I think that would be really fun and sentimental to do on Tuesday. So that's just a thought. I know you have a lot of stuff you probably want to do on Tuesday, but I definitely think doing a daily quote would be a really good idea to do. So number 3. So 3 and 2, hint, go together. So number 3 is the Outstanding Teacher Award that we did in 5th grade in February. So that was by far one of my most favorite memories of 5th and 6th grade. I'm always going to remember that. Because I remember on the bus, Delaney told me, she was like, "Don't tell anyone, but I nominated Mrs. Kranau for an NTV Outstanding Teacher Award." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool, yeah." And I didn't really think much of it. And then a couple of days later, I come home from school and Mom tells me, she's like, "Oh, I hear there's an Outstanding Teacher Award thingamajig, and you should totally nominate a teacher for that." And I'm like, "I will do Mrs. Kranau for that." So I wrote up a letter, and then we sent it, and then I never told Delaney that I sent it until that day, and then I'm like, "So you know how you kind of did that nomination thing? I kind of did that too." And I remember there was everybody's like, "There's an assembly, I bet it's for basketball or something." And then Delaney and I look at each other and we're like, "I don't we think we know what it is." And then we told Mr. Tegmeyer that, and he's like, you how do you know?" And then he's like, "Just to make sure, why don't you come in and tell me what it is, and you can't tell anybody at all." And then we told him what we thought it was, and he was like, "You're right." So and then I remember the assembly very, very well. I remember how me and Delaney were like, "I don't know what it is to you," and we bet it's just a basketball thing. I remember that very clearly. I think that was just a really good memory. And then, so number 2 is when we went to Runza, me, you, and Delaney, I think. And then we went to we just looked around all those shops in downtown Hastings. I think that was really, really fun. And I remember we stopped at some other places other than Runza, some downtown shops. I remember you got me and Delaney some hot chocolate, and you got a green tea thing, and I don't think you liked it that much, honestly. And then, yeah. So I remember that very well. And I remember we went to Runza, and it was just really fun. And I remember on the way back, we were all giggling, and we were thinking up some little fibs. And then I remember we stopped at the gas station, and Delaney saw her dad because he just got back from a big trip. So, and then number 1 is just all those little crazy, little quirky memories that we had just randomly in class. I think those are by far the best memories I have of 5th and 6th grade. There's too many to name, but all those little crazy little memories that we have, and I'll always cherish those for all my life.